In that society, Dr. Brown, Mr. Deity, Politics, money, religion, they divide us. Let's bring it back together with some K's right beside us. Stars shine bright, sucker, how you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, can't fly us. Politics, money, religion, they divide us. Let's bring it back together with some K's right beside us. Stars shine bright, sucker, how you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, can't fly us. Mr. Deity, where you been? In my corner of the ring, fighting life, trying not to get counted out or throw in the towel. On the ropes, I'ma lean till my vision see clean, blood in my eye. This world is a bad dream. As long as money's king, I feel funny in my being. You can see it when I walk and you hear my shackles cling. IMAX, bigger picture, niggas still don't see a thing. It's 2014, still flag torching. Fucking inflation make it hard to cop groceries. So don't be surprised if someone run up with that sorcery. Levitate your wallet, give me the loot. Chris Wallace, capitalizing. Democracy at its rawest. Sucker, you the trees, I'm the forest. I'm the earth, you a Taurus. I'm Black Jesus, you don't know who a Saw is. Hannibal Bacarius, every bar's a battalion. Spirit of a panther with the Kevlar medallions. Politics, money, religion, they divide us. Let's bring it back together with some K's right beside us. Stars shine bright, sucker, how you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, can't fly us. Politics, money, religion, they divide us. Let's bring it back together with some K's right beside us. Stars shine bright, sucker, how you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, can't fly us. They still got our children pledging allegiance to flags that spill red and blue blood to white out history we had. No Django 8 years ago, took my chains off. Bore Mansour, Hotep, and took James off. 80% of prisons overpopulated with colored brothers. 30% of our children aborted by mothers. Most of the gun violence is a brother on another. Most of the work on the street, we sell to one another. What's the equation to these mathematics? When you control the minds and the economy, multiply the madness. The ghetto's an experiment created by your masters. We tried to change that shit, but they killed all the Panthers. Fred Hampton, bullet holes in a bloody mattress. This Liberation Patriot Act, terrorist action, sponsored by your local revolutionary rapper. I voted for assassination, you can cast my ballot. Politics, money, religion, they divide us. Let's bring it back together with some K's right beside us. Stars shine bright, sucker, how you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, can't fly us. Politics, money, religion, they divide us. Let's bring it back together with some K's right beside us. Stars shine bright, sucker, how you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, can't fly us. Politics, money, religion, they divide us. Let's bring it back together with some K's right beside us. Stars shine bright, sucker, how you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, can't fly us. Politics, money, religion, they divide us. Let's bring it back together with some K's right beside us. Stars shine bright, sucker, how you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, can't fly us. They divide us. K's right beside us. How you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, can't fly us. They divide us. K's right beside us. How you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, can't fly us.
Something tells me to kill him dead up in this piece. Angry frustrations I shall release, cause I'm about to let loose the beast. Ha! Hear ye, all you asshole MCs. It's time to throw a party for it's the doomsday. If your leader, Captain Ass Crack. If you want protection, play the rear. No man in this world I fear. My sound beats down for your protection. I advise you wear headgear. I spilled the beans on Bruce Wayne, known as Batman. Ain't no crusader, just your average white man. Who me? I'm black man. More superhero than Letterman. I come equipped with joints like these to be the shit, removing the Alibaba and you. One of the thieves prior mocking strain to reach my levels like peas when storm creates obese monstrous mechanisms like this. I've been around and seen a lot of MCs get wrecked from a lack of respect because there is no competition. I've been around and seen a lot of MCs get wrecked from a lack of respect because there is no competition. I've been around and seen a lot of MCs get wrecked from a lack of respect because there is no competition. There is no competition. Competition is none. God bless the child who sparks it off like the sun. Ha! You don't understand. I be black man changing like a chameleon. I work every bit of 6 million. MC rotisserie, they call me the colonel. From spirit, the six spice that brings about death, downfalls, and funerals. I do you stunt MCs like Knievel with my evil. Ask my lord, he broke the mold and made me the unbeatable. I am the shepherd when rhyming, bringing silence to the lambs. Clarice,
the most important goddesses were black. Not just for the African now, in the civilization of the Greeks. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey. The woman who draws, who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her, is Circe, who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the Golden Fleece is a black woman, Medea. The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is a
Grab your glasses, family. It's time for us to get started. I'm so excited. Sitting up here, Kid Magic Rock. Shots out. Here we go. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Or should I say, breathe, then drink. Take a breath. Now, grab your glass for some water. Grab your glass. Lift your pitcher of that water. Get that pitcher of that water. Simply pour some water. Drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water.
Move your body.
Move your body and drink some water.
Move your body.
Move your body and drink some water. Fam, just move your body. Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your
Or should
water.
I say, move, then drink.
Move your body. Move your body.
Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your
Or should
water.
I say, raise, toast, then drink. Take your breath and drink some water.
Take your breath.
Lift and pour yourself some water.
Pour.
Move your body, drink some water.
Move it.
Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. But remember to stay healthy. Remember the four pillars. Breathe, drink, eat, move. Drink half your weight in ounces.
Eat a culturally appropriate diet.
Behave. Take your breath.
Come on.
Lift and pour.
You can do it.
Move your body.
Come on. Come on.
Toast your ancestors. Drink up.
Come on. Drink it. Drink it. Drink it. Come on. Lift it. Drink it. Come on. Drink that health in.
Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your water.
Take your breath.
Take your breath. Take your breath.
Lift and pour.
Lift it.
Move your body.
Come on. Come on.
Toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink. Drink your water. Drink, 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 drink.
Come on. Come on.
Drink your water. Take your breath. Lift and pour.
Come on, pour it.
Move your body.
Move.
Toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink.
What?
Drink your water. Drink, 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 drink. Drink your water. All right, family, let's get started. First off, let's get our mind spiritual animals that I have been neglecting since we got the new system together, and they finally got all their stuff together now. They got a better encasement. They feel that their home is better, is more comfortable, so they ready for us. So first off, I want to say welcome to the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Ujima Journey Media. I am your host, Brother Hatim. Of course, you know this is a Daily Toast. Great Ujima to you. And of course, this is a Heart of a Simba production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. I often don't put that on Instagram because the feedback into the mic is horrible, probably for those on the other side. But I'm about to put the headphones in so that we could begin and do our thing. Plus, the headphones make it look a little bit more professional, you know. And even though they ain't mine, I got a borrow 'em from Cleve. Like, give me them headphones, boy. You don't know what to do with those. Give me those. But anyway, family, great Ujima to each and every last one of you. I want to say, family, I want to thank all those that supported the show last night and those that have been supporting all throughout the week. Family, y'all been checking us out. Y'all been, the love that you are pouring out is just incredible. The amount of support that we have been receiving, the responses to the invites to the DigiFest is popping off. You know what I'm saying? We started the ad, so we're gonna really super boost
coming up like 6 days before, but right now the ad is fluent, and thousands of people are seeing the flyers, and tens of you, I know that sounds crazy, and tens of you are saying, I'm going to be there. And I appreciate that, family. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate that because we're growing. We're a growing platform. So, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Take those baby steps, brother. Tim, you're damn right I'm going to take those baby steps. I love those baby steps. It's the baby steps, right? Because like I said, what I'm trying to demonstrate for those of you out there, as well as for my babies, man, is that it takes time and dedication to become good at anything. It takes time and dedication. You have to invest. Those who are not willing to sacrifice will not be fulfilled, say the knowledge holders. You know what I'm saying? That always rests on my mind. No sound? Well, I don't know. Let me check. My mic is on. It says we got sound. Hold on. Let's see what's going on here. Let's go over to this. Let's go to this view. It says no sound. What's going on? All right. Anybody else out there having problems hearing? Let's see. Let's check on YouTube then. Well, let's go to Restream.io and see what's going on with the sound. Maybe it's something over there. Oh, they're going to take me back to the old fashion site. Well, damn. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, cool. Man, you got me up here running around, man. I'm like, what? Hey, John Dawson, what's up, my man? Hey, man, how you doing this morning? Great day to all of y'all family. Listen, last night we did a show. I'm gonna share the folk tale. We call this the folk tale of the week. Pass it on, you know what I'm saying? Go on, think about it. You know what I'm saying? If you have any insights, by all means, share it on the timeline. Hell, you could do like I do, record something and throw it out. But the folk tale is a mountain. It's called a mountain of labor. A mountain was once greatly agitated. Loud groans and noises were heard, and crowds of people came from all parts to see what was the matter. While they were assembled in anxious expectation of some terrible calamity, out came a mouse. And the moral of the story was, don't make much ado about nothing. Now, I went on to a site that's called Fables of Aesop, and on there they give you several different translations, because the translation I use is one of the more popular ones, translated by George Fowler Townsend. It's a book from a place called Forgotten Books. For anybody that ever is looking for old books, you know what I'm saying, check Forbidden Books, because what they do, it's an excellent hustle. It's an excellent hustle. You know what I'm saying? What you mean, Brother Hatim? Because I want y'all to think about this. What they do is they take old books. They take old, called public domain books. Books after a certain amount of time become public domain. And all they do is just go in and reprint the books. You be like, what? Yeah, I'm very serious. That's all they do. They go in, they reprint the book, and they sell it, right? I bought this one pretty cheap though. But so they got Aesop. They got Art of War. They got all those books, because a lot of those books are public domain. And what a lot of people don't know is, like, for example, let's say Brother John likes the book called The Art of War. Brother John, because The Art of War is in the public domain, could go and just add a forward to it, or add some type of study method to it that he created, and just republish that whole book with just the additions on it. That's the hustle, right? It's a lot of different ways out here for a person to make a. It's good to see you as well, Brother John. It's so many different hustles, so many different ways that people are taking advantage. Not just taking advantage, but one of the most undervalued gold mines, platinum mine, oil wells are in between our ears. A lot of us have good ideas. A lot of us have been doing things for a very long time and become very good at it. But we share it from person to person. But what the internet allows us to do is for you to take your little bit of talent, your gift, and share it with multiples of people. It might start as one, but you could grow that, or you could hook up with somebody who has a network and plug into that and grow it, right? And watch what it becomes. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to Brother John Dawson. Shouts out to Brother Nehemiah. Shouts out, of course, to Brother Kwame. Thank you for joining us. There's somebody else out there. I want to thank everybody that's out there. And oftentimes I have to go and check because they will not let me see Sister Navita's post. And I don't know why that is that way, but it is what it is. I guess when you own a platform, you could do what you want to do. You understand? And that's a whole nother piece. You might have a good idea as far as an internet platform or something. You know, we really got to start exploring because I done hung around some brilliant people. And all of y'all probably didn't experience this where you sitting around with somebody and y'all talked about something about 3 years ago, and then all of a sudden you turn on the TV and somebody doing what y'all talking about. That ever happen to you? I'm like, hey. But so let's get to the toast, family. And hopefully we have enough time to cover the news because I gotta get to my adventure today. As usual. We're gonna do what the ladies like. The ladies appear to like the Ambrosia Red, so we're gonna pull out the Ambrosia Red. That's the red right there. I filtered it because I don't know. Let's see. Oh, that was nice but y'all can see the bubbles going. You can see it. Oh yeah, it's alive. Can you see it? It's alive. Yep. We got that live drink over here, Gianni Journey. All right. Like I said, for some reason, the ladies be loving that red. I don't know. But this one is a mixture of course, the same process, but I use wache leaves, which I learned about from my wife, which is it's a leaf that they use to kind of flavor and to kind of color the food because it lets off a nice red color, but it also has some minerals. It's just some small small amount of minerals and stuff like that. I don't know what's wrong with my Restream IO, but it's acting up. It's stupid. It's acting stupid. It's cool. All right, so let's go on and do our toast. Shouts out to Miss Sheila Sales. How you doing this morning? Beautiful. All right, so family, of course, those of you that are new, the rules are very simple. You know what I'm saying? We start off our day with the water. We got a whole water song that built over the last 4 years of us doing this, all the way down to where we got it to a track. Went to the studio and laid it down. But anyway, you start off with the water, consciously taking our breath, and we toast our ancestors with some form of health drink. Because it's hard for us to get out here and do the work that our ancestors need us to do if we're not healthy. So, like I said, take your breath, lift and pour. That's pour some water, move your body, and toast your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Move just a little bit. We gotta do stuff consciously. That's where the power is. Because a lot of y'all get a lot of exercise in, but because you don't think of it as exercise, you think you're unhealthy. I'm doing good. Yeah, I hope you like it. I hope you like it because I changed the process since the last time you got it. We start off with the tea and honey, And then after I take out the SCOBY, I add another batch of honey in there, and I let it sit for a little bit longer. And man, oh man, oh man, the sweetness is off the hook, it's off the chain, and the sweetness lasts a little bit longer. All right, but you got that honey, right? But anyway, let's keep it moving. First, giving honor to the creator by whatever name you choose to call that creator. We lift up our glass and we salute our creator, and we say the powerful word of Ashe. From there, family, we move to our list of our ancestors. And once again, for those that are new, if you have people that you want to add to the ancestor list, personal ancestors, of course, by all means, feel free to do it. If you're listening on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, or wherever you are listening to us, right? If you're on the podcast, matter of fact, let me check the podcast out because I be neglecting the podcast, But a lot of people that do the podcast usually listen to it on the download. They be down. I be getting a lot of downloads. I be like, damn, who is downloading all these? You know what I'm saying? All these things. Every now and then, Spreaker sends me about a dime. Hey, you earned the dime. I know y'all. I know some people out there laughing, but I be happy as hell because I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Wow, I earned the dime. It is, listen, when you create something, there's no bigger compliment you could get than somebody actually supporting what you do. No bigger compliment. So when I put together a book or whatever, and speaking of that, I'm going to go right back to that, then I'm getting right back to the ancestors. The reason I always talk about this creativity thing, right, is because we have a vehicle here, Giami Journey Media, and I'm trying to help all my family and friends who have ideas, who have expertise, and you don't quite know how to put it together. We could put together an e-course. We could put together an e-book. I will help you push it. I'm just asking that you plug it into the Ujinomic system so that we all can make a come up, right? Because it only take one of us. It only take one to blow up. That's it. I'm telling you, take one, right? And with all the other stuff we got, we gonna shoot to the moon. Because all we gotta do is crack the door open a little bit. So now back to the ancestors. All right, those that want their ancestors up, post them up. I got you. We got the black book. I go and write them in. We had 2 editions yesterday, and oftentimes what I do is I don't just add people. Unless they're my relatives, right? You know what I'm saying? Unless they directly relate to me or I knew them personally. I give people time to go through their grieving process, and then when they want to add their ancestors to the list, by all means, you can. All right? So no rush. You know what I'm saying? Just tune in every now and then. And when you finally are ready to post up your ancestors, by all means, they are welcome. Right? And we will salute them every day until I can't. And the way Giami Journey is set up, when I can't, somebody else will. Shouts out to Nehemiah. He said, good morn. It says good norm. Okay, cool. Good norm, a healthy alternative from coffee. I took out a smoothie to drink in my efforts to restart my exercise regimen. Next time I catch your toast, I will know. Coffee for now, though. Hey, coffee cool, dog. Listen, the major issue with coffee and with a lot of the drinks that we drink is that we pile on the sugar, right? Some of y'all is drinking sugar with coffee on the side rather than drinking coffee with sugar on the side and all the cream and all that stuff. But it depends. Like, for example, the straight black coffee it does have health benefits, right? And then also with the coffee, they have a coffee called a bulletproof coffee where they use butter and other stuff. But now we have what we call it, Giami be branded and everything. We got what we call Giami coffee, right? And here are the ingredients for it. You got your coffee. Now, I like to make my coffee in a French press or stop and get it at Speedway. I know that's a big difference. But I do like fresh ground coffee a lot of the times. So when I get my fresh ground coffee, I get my coffee and I have me some coconut oil, right? Coconut oil, and I mix the coconut oil into my coffee. And then sometimes if I got some ambrosia, I put it in there too. So coffee can be considered a health drink, as long as you ain't over sugartizing it. But anyway, back to the ancestors. Anything else before we go? No ancestors? All right, cool. So we lift up our glass to our ancestors and we call on them. I'm going to go as far as I can by memory. Miles Brown, Miss A. Robert Tex, Etta Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, Georgia William Walter, Christopher Fanny Gasson, Lena, Uncle Chris, Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis, Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Flard, Montague Pimenel, Normal X, Pet Maya Ram, Malika Fakour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ageni, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulley and the Luxor Brothers, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Lonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kill Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Kevin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kelly D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Del Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Well, Levita Farmer, Agoso Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merrill B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth. Oh my God, I'm so ashamed. Mary Elizabeth. My God, Kwame gonna punch me in my face when he see me. I made it all the way to Kwame. What's going on, Kwame? What you got going on over there, man? Hold on. Where are they? Here we go. Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keechler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Gerald Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Percy Moore, Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Heather Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mae Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quails, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quails, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Senior. Let's see. Let's get down here. Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, Rita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Haley Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Morton, Nelda Caleb, Rosemary Martinier, the Amitab Wellman. Oh, in the African coffee. We also, so in what we call the Giambi coffee, we use the black coffee, it is called coconut oil, raw coconut oil, and we use baobab fruit. They got baobab fruit. Man, shake that up real good. Drink that, man. Help drink right there. Haley Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Morton, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinier, Amatep Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howell, Frank Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Peter Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brandon Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Els Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Deanie Monares, Gina Ruth Jones, Janet Callahan. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find those clips and I'm going to put it up so I can show people how to do that, as well as show people how to make the ambrosia. Because some people live out of state, and like I said, I stopped shipping it because it caused too many problems. right? You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, this stuff, if you shake it too much, it's volatile. That's why we do the Jethro Bodine method. We got the little, so it can pop out. So you can only imagine what happens when I bottle it up and I ship it on a hot day to Washington, D.C. By the time the bottles get there, the product is, it's still going to be good in the bottle if the bottle don't blow up because it produces a lot of pressure. Let's keep it moving. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert Texana Davis, Herm Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, Georgia William Walter, Christopher Van Gasson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Elvira Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallard, Montague Pimentel. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set those up as commercials and put them in my commercial role. No More X, Pet Mott, Rob Malika Fakour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Heads, Grace Lundy, Inez Hayes, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulling, the Luxor Brothers, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Miss Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Natalie Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renneman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Kevin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Mel Del Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jeannie Clayburgh, B.D. Sarah Weller, Vita Farmer. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm reading the same. What did I do? All right. William Walter West, Nigella Paris, Elder Basiji Filani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, Mary, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Denise Waters, DePretis Hines, Annis Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scannabay, Wilson Haley, Emma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spradling, Kevin Spradling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee, Print Up Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Either Cadney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nayland Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Anna Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Archie Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Boots Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Adam McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eulin Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwilyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet McKay, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, and Baby Hatch, at Senior, Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Axe Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Anita Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Artie Casey, Thomas Cover, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mae Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joan Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mae Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Ellerton Houston, Led Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Pat Bond, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Raymond Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Captain Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Carwell Sr., Robbie Lee Carwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Alver, Mazarine Coper, George Swan, Emmanuel Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Evans McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, and Shelby McClendon. We have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis. We got Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shane Lewis, Ronald Shelby Jr., Damian Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Pingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Tremonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McKill, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ron Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Simon Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sonny Garner, Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denise Correa, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khaled is in transition, Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Finn, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gant, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Archie Gripper, Dominique Nichols, Ruthie Lane Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Henry Monger III, Tamara Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thornton, Johanna, Desandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, L.R.T. Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny, Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Juan Hakeem and Como, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Karimi Mackey, Victor Bowden, True City Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Johnson Carl White, Desi Woods, Tilara Woods Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Anwright, Richard Dorsey, Annie Simpson, Jamara Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Eddie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Samantha DeMond, Ethel Marshall, Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray, Stuart A. Johnson, Edward Young III, Isaac Jackson Sr., Drusilla Murrow, Wayne Young, Christina Young, Thomas Young, Frank Murrow, Sylvester Foster, James and Lizzie Winston, Abe and Julia Lawrence, Ozell Leathers Sr., Gladys Coper, Ozell Leathers Jr., Geneva Jackson, R.J. Lacey, also known as Tooth the Don, Sarah Winston, Chris Kinney, Margaret Minter. We have Mary Smith, Juanita Florine Stith Gibbs, Carl William Duncan Jr., Janet Callahan, Danny Hill, Miko D. Nice Hill, Andre Martin, Mabel Williams, Terry Brown, Teresa Biddle. We got Lavonna Kincaid, Carla Sawyer, Reverend Jesse Porter, Deacon Ezekiel Dennis, Brenda Porter. We got Craig Lee Jones. We got Granny Beulah. We got Papa Al Riesling. We have Inez Smith, George Gamble Sr., Joseph Garrett, LaShonda Jamar. Forgive me for that. LaShonda Jamar. Leroy Raleigh. And we have Mona Yolanda Hunter. And we have Yvonne Patrice Turner. We want to raise our glass up to all of our ancestors as we do on a daily basis. And we want to salute them, man. And family, once again, thank you for trusting me with I guess I'm the ancestor keeper. I don't know. The old man with the beard, the one that do the ancestor show, right? I'm the ancestor keeper, I guess, right? So family, we salute our ancestors. We celebrate our ancestors. We stand on their shoulders. We lift up our glass and we remember the good times. We remember the hard times. We even remember some of the bad times. But we get the lessons. We get the wisdom. We get the jewels that they left us. Like yesterday, I challenged people. Post up something that one of your ancestors used to say to you, right? That it took you a while to get. Post up a wisdom saying. Like I said, my grandmother, the one I like, my grandma said, the baby always want to sleep on the softer side of the pillow. I said, wow. You know what I'm saying? It took me a long time to get it, but I got it. I see it every day. I see those babies trying to roll over to that soft side of the pillow. You know what I'm saying? I see it every day. And it ain't just about babies for those that don't understand. Are we raising up our glass to all of our ancestors? And with that, we do one loud and powerful Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? From there, we move. You ready? Are you ready? From there, we move to the present moment. Family, I want to give all of the Ujima babies a round of applause. Give it up for those Ujima babies. If you don't know what day of the week you are born on, family, if you don't know what day of the week you was born on, you need to go to freegnjecourse.com. freegnjecourse.com. Listen, go on, join the tribe. Just come on in, join the tribe. Let's do some building. It don't matter where you are. Everything is happening virtually now. You understand what I'm saying? Shots out to Herb Jallo, stopping in, checking out her brother. We're gonna keep it popping. So family, from our ancestors, we move to this present moment. It's important that we realize the power of the present moment, right? And like I was trying to say it last night, and I'm probably gonna mess up the quote right now. It says, people are trapped in history, and history is trapped in people. Something like that. I think it was James Baldwin, somewhere along the lines. But when I heard that, I said, that's why when we do the toast, I ask people to be conscious about what they do. Being conscious means that you are in the moment. When you are dwelling in the past, you're dreaming. You're not conscious. When you're worried and fretting about the future or dreaming about the future, you're not conscious. In the moment, we have a choice, and we can free ourselves from in some case, the bondage of history by making changes in our immediate life right now. And by us rippling out a small change, we become like a rock that's thrown in the middle of a pond. It spreads out. You might not see it, but it's kind of subtle. When you start changing your energy and you start changing your focus and you start changing your life, it subtly affects all those around you, right? And you start seeing as years go on down the line, because family, remember, we're planting seeds in many cases. And some of us who've been planting seeds are now going back, checking on the growth of the plants. All right, you might need to clip this one here. You know what I'm saying? I see where you're growing. Might need to clip a little bit here, clip a little bit there, and stuff like that. Might need to fertilize you a little bit. You might need a little bit more for the fortification. Check out this book, or you might need a little bit more conversation, and I throw it on you with the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Man, boy, I love Miss Sheila. Boy, she be taking care of her brother. Listen, Giami women is cold. I don't even know what to say. I just don't know what to say. They be holding me down, right? It's crazy. It's crazy, right? But hold on, because at the beginning of this journey, it was Miss Sheila that kept me going. Because Miss Sheila came and then Brother Kwame came. So between those two tag teaming on the crazy dude getting up talking about he gonna pour libations, you know what I'm saying? We at a point now where it's just like, you know what I'm saying? So, so let's keep it moving, right? So in the moment, family, in this moment, we free ourselves from being prisoners of history, and we free history from ourselves. In fact, we free history enough so that we can start making it. History is not just to be read about. History is to be created. And the question that I have for each and every last one of you, what are you doing right now to create history? Right now to create history. You know what I'm saying? Because posing at a protest, that's beautiful, right? That's beautiful, right? Posting the pictures, that's beautiful. But what work are you doing in the street? What work are you doing in the hearts of the people that are around you? That's the real protest. You standing up against this shit every day. Because many of us know that this shit out here wasn't right, so we have been preparing our young people. We've been preparing our sons, our daughters, our nieces, our nephews. Been doing the work. So, people be like, because sometimes I know some people like, well, why you ain't running down there? Why we ain't down there? We ain't down here because we doing the work in here, and we been doing the work in here. You know what I'm saying? So, and just once again, I say that with a caveat. I'm just letting Because like I said a while ago, a white supremacist came on, not on my show. I just seen a post where he talking about the real white people that we need to be worried about. Ain't even got off the couch yet. I'm just throwing this out there for all of y'all so that y'all know, right? You know, because he said we just waiting for Donald Trump to send out the tweet, and the white boys that you think you need to be worried about are actually not even out there. We'll get out there in them streets and we'll clear this up in about an hour. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? I just a response. And I want all y'all to think about this. Our best is not out on the street either, homie. I'm just saying. I mean, because in all seriousness, in this present moment, you know what I'm saying? I had 2 of my young dudes calling me. What's your perspective on this? Because it's almost like we know you ain't down there. What's your perspective on this? I said, you just get ready. Why you ain't down there? My perspective on this is the same. You just get ready, right? In two different states, right? So it's cool. So it's family. The process is in motion. So either way it go, we gonna come as what's the young boy's name? We gonna be all right, right? So anyway, back to the present moment. Well, I ain't never left the present moment, but anyway. So in this moment, we lift up our glass and we salute. Not we salute you in this moment, right? We salute each other in this moment. We lift up our glass, and I'm asking and I'm begging you, do something productive in the moment. Do something creative in the moment. Do something powerful in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that might just be giving somebody a hug. You know what I'm saying? A hug is a protest. I protest your fuckery. Let me give you a hug. But anyway, I ask everybody on a daily basis to seek out their principle. It's a thing called the reticular formation. I won't go into that right now, but I ask you to open up your reticular formation and go out and seek your principles if you're out in the world. And if you're in a house, seek out your principle. The principle of the day, the name of the day is Ujima, right? We change here, Gianni. We change the day of the week. We taking control of our space and our time. So the day for us is Ujima, right? As a matter of fact, this is a story from the past. So brother Quasi was over here because he wanted to see how I do the show. So after the show, we went outside and we started talking, and he was telling me about something that happened over the weekend. And I'm just sitting up, old dude sitting on top of his car, and and he said the other days, I said, man, you need to tighten up on your language. You owe me about 14 push-ups, right? And see, and this is the way we rolling, Giambi, dog. Got down, knocked it. That ain't here. Here's an extra 14, dog, just in case. You know what I'm saying? But it's like we got to stay on top of each other, and we got to constantly be looking for our principles, and we got to constantly be claiming our space and time, right? So with that being said, for those who don't speak the language, Ujima means collective work and responsibility. The Modic principle of the day is righteousness. The M7, which we teach the young people, is respect, right? That's the principle of the day at the school. The color is blue, as you can see. This is not actually, this is blue, right? Blue Daily Toaster. Y'all get your gear, and get your Daily Toaster shirt. We got the color is blue. Vibration is the Hermetic law, right? Male name for the day is Kweku. Female name is Akua. I know, where is my Ujima born? Where's Sister Cynthia at? She usually up in here. What's going on? So I'm gonna have to reach out and see what's going on with Sister Cynthia real quick. But we'll do that a little bit later. But anyway, is any Ujima born out there? Any Ujima babies? All right. Also, let's go on. Let's finish the toast. We lift up our glass. Y'all know my mind be moving. My mind is like a flower in bloom. All right. lift up our glass to this present moment. We recognize the power in this moment. We recognize the pact that we have with our ancestors, because this moment that we have right now, this time and this space that we are occupying right now, was fought for and given to it and gifted to us by our ancestors. That's right, bruh. Shouts out to Nehemiah. So we have a pact with our ancestors, family. They provide us with this space and time, with this moment that we are in. And it is our job not only to preserve it, but to expand our moment. Because everybody else is trying to expand their moment into our moment as a group. So we can't allow other people you can't take our space and time. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Miss Sheila says she near. Uh-oh. That's what I'm talking about. Family, other people, other groups want to take your space and time. This is what it's all about. Now, our goal in this moment is not only to protect our space and time, to expand our space and time, but also create on that space and with that time the resources to pass on to our future generations. That's what we got to do in this moment. So we lift up our glass in this present moment, realizing our pact with our ancestors and the promise to the future. And we say, Ashe. From there, we move to our future generations. We toast our children, our children's children, on to infinity. And as I often say to my young people, as well as my children, I can't wait to see what you become. I see what you are, but I can't wait to see what you become. We lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. Now we move on to all of our relations and we lift up our glass. And we say Ashe, saluting all of our relations out there. All of them, right? I was about to say something, but I'm on. And also, now we move on. And we do that selfish toast. This toast is for you. What is it that you need in this moment, right now? What is it that you need in this moment, right now, to move towards the greater you? We done asked the Creator to be here. We become conscious of that creative force, even though we know it's around us. We spoke to our ancestors and we asked them to be present. And right now, that energy is here. Why? Because we're conscious of it. Now we saluted the moment. Our future generations are here and watching. All this energy is vibrating around you. So I'm asking you, what are you going to do with that energy? What do you need in this moment to move one step closer to who you're meant to be, or to your higher self, or however you look at it? We lift up our glass in this moment and we say, Ashe. From there, family, last but not least, I'm going to toast the most magnificent, the most marvelous, the most beautiful, the wisest, the most uplifting and inspiring, the strongest, and the bravest individual in the room. I lift my glass up to you. And with that, we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, and of course, 100 years. And as we say in Giami, K'en, because that means this is our thing, right? So, I'm going to sip up a little bit. Oh! Wasn't expecting that. Oh my God. Now, kind of know why the ladies like the red. Shit. Okay. All right. I'm on my. Oh man, I was about to try to make some more. But y'all know it's a honey shortage. It's a honey shortage in Columbus, Ohio. So now I got to go straight to the beekeepers. I'm going to call the beekeeper, be like, what's going on, man? I need about 25 pounds of honey. What's going on? You know? Got to go straight. I got to go to the bees. Like, hey, man, I mean, usually I go to the store. It's hot out here. You know what I'm saying? It's a recession or something. A bee, So, oh, man, yes, it does. Thank you. Hey, I've been working on the recipe for a long time. A little bit different. You taste the difference from last time. It's a little bit sweeter, and the sweetness will last a little bit longer. And since I sent you an original, now check this out. I sent you original. You can sip on that just like, because I tell people you can drink it like you drink pop. You drink it like you drink tea. You don't have to limit yourself, but you can go and drink it, right? But if you can't finish the bottle and it starts to mature and it gets that vinegary taste, just mix it into a salad dressing. Create a salad dressing. Use it on your salad. You know, use it as a seasoning. This is a whole food, right? I'm gonna shut up before I get put off of YouTube. I'm about to say something else. Because, you know, they put you off for all types of dumb shit. All right, let's go to my news screen. Those of you that got time. Let's see. We're going to go over here. Let's go and check this out. Oh, so I'm going to go up to the top of the timeline. This is the page I was telling you about, fablesofasap.com. They changed it a little bit. Then they added ads. They deserve it. It's a real good site because they go through and they pull up all the translations. What I wanted to go down to was we got all of these trans. We got JBR. We got Townsend version, which is the one we use, right? They even got it, in some cases, they even put it here in Latin or whatever that is. I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? But one of the pieces that you find sometime with these is a discussion, an application. Now, I read the folktale to you. I want to just share this with you, and I'm going to try to do as little commentary as possible. But I want you to hear what this folktale is about, because I want y'all to understand that the path that we're walking has, in a sense, been laid by our ancestors. I want you to think about this because, once again, I tell y'all, I don't pick the proverb. The folktales of the proverb. I walk in, there's an order to the book. Page 1, page 2. Those of you that's been with me, y'all know we going through it. I ain't skipping none, and this brought us right here. So now, folktale real quick. Let's just read the short version. A mountain emitting terrible noises was said to be in labor, but as people watched to see what would happen, all they saw come out of it was a mouse. So I want y'all to imagine this. You got a people looking at a natural catastrophe, not leaving, just watching, just waiting for doom. And the big climax of this is a mouse coming out the mountain. And the message is, don't make a big fuss over nothing. Now let's go down here and read the application. Great cry and little wool. Great cry and little wool. Now I got to go into that, but I won't go into that right now. It's an English proverb, the sense of which bears an exact proportion to this fable, by which are exposed all those who promise something exceeding great, but come off with a production ridiculously little. Projectors of all kinds who endeavor by artificial rumors to raise the expectation of mankind and then by their mean performance defeat and disappoint them, have time out of mind been lashed with the recital of this fable. How agreeably surprising is it to see an unpromising favorite whom the caprice of fortune has placed at the helm of state, serving the commonwealth with justice and integrity. Now listen, instead of smothering and embezzling the public treasure to his own private and wicked ends. Now, but check this out. And on the contrary, how melancholy, how dreadful, or rather, how exasperating and provoking a sight it is to behold one whose constant declaration for liberty and the public good have raised people's expectation of him to the highest pitch. As soon as he is got into power, exerting his whole art and cunning to ruin and enslave his country. The sanguine hopes of all those that wish well to virtue and flattered themselves with the reformation of everything that opposed the well-being of the community vanish away in smoke and are lost in a dark, gloomy, uncomfortable prospect. I read that last night and I was like, This shit is unbelievable, man. The ancestors are screaming at us. I mean, it's like that little proverb basically describes where we are in this country politically right now. Politically, economically, socially, educationally. We got all these people making these big promises and ain't delivering on shit. Come on, fam. I mean, we got to do better politically. But we're gonna talk about that a little bit. My brother Tariq just sent me. And please, family, if you love me, stop sending me black murder porn. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want. It's not good for my psyche. I can't. Please stop. All right. Let's see. Okay, Cops, long-running reality show that glorified police is canceled. I didn't even know that shit was still coming on. I'm just gonna be honest. That just caught my attention. That's in the New York Times. That's major news. I guess Cops really it was really popular. I didn't know. I actually knew that the reruns was coming on, but I didn't know this shit was still filming. Okay. All right. State of America, Cops, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they cancel you? Where we at? We right here, Ujima. All right, 23 people reached, 6 engagements. All right, family, thank you. She said, for today's reading, click on Mountain in the character column. Uh-oh. Mountain. Uh-oh. Ah! Man. Miss Sheila, you the bomb. Hold on. All right, so we got that on there. Go and check it out. We got DigiFest. Tune in on, it's 6:20 from 12 noon to 6 p.m. Now, family, I don't expect you to sit in front of your device from 12 to 6. So we're going to put out a schedule so that you have and let me be clear, so that you can have an idea around the time when who you want to see is coming on. An idea. Y'all know how shit runs at Giame and with most black. I can't control what the internet gonna do. I can't control who might be late. I can't control none of that. The only thing I can do is to try to push out what I promised to you in the best quality possible. The keynote speaker is brother Dr. Greg Carr. I went to Ohio State when he was there. Incredible brother, incredibly knowledgeable, has great insight, and you need to come out and check that out. Also on the thing, we got Dr. Kelsey. Dr. Kelsey gonna be the opening, you know what I'm saying, for the whole festival. So Instagram, I'm on my way out. I want to thank y'all for joining us, and those of you that want to keep up with us, go to gnjmedia.live, click the bell or whatever, so that you know when I'm live. All right. But anyway, back to the rest of my family. But DigiFest is going down. Like and share. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already boosting it, right? But I need your help because, you'd be surprised how much influence you have. You really would be surprised. Fact check. Now I've been quoting some wrong shit on here. I say per capita, the city of Columbus kills more black people than anybody else. According to this, let's go back because I don't mind being wrong. That's how you learn. And it's because people like me been shouting this shit that somebody went and fact check that shit. And I'm kind of hurt that I didn't have the sense to look the shit up before I said it. So they got the picture. It says Columbus 91.9, right? And so they went through and fact checked. So we need a fact checker of the fact checks, right? This is going around. Mayor Gifter, your words are worthless. The people demand action. Black Central. Oh, that's my peoples. All right. If you don't know about Black Central, go and check out Black Central. All right, here we go. The claim, Columbus is the most likely place in America for police to kill black people. Now, family, let me give you some quick information. Columbus is 28% black. I just want y'all to know that. 28% black, right? And out of that 28%, probably about 20, 25, let's say 26. Actually, we got to get the numbers. I ain't going to guess because obviously I don't know what the hell I'm talking about because I've been wrong about this per capita thing. So a lot of that is ADOS. For those that don't understand what ADOS is, that's American Descendants of Slaves. It's not a term that's meant to divide anything. What it is, a term that is used for is help a group of individuals who have been looking for some form of identity to use to identify. So when you say American Descendants of Slavery, what you're saying is that my ancestors have been here, right? My ancestors have been here. My ancestors not only went through slavery, they went through Jim Crow. You know what I'm saying? They went through Reconstruction and destruction afterwards. They went through the black codes. They went through segregation. They went through all that. And there's nothing wrong with saying that because if there's enough room in the African diaspora for A-Way, if there's enough room in the African diaspora for a Khan, if there's enough room in the African diaspora for the Caribbean African, then there's enough room in the African diaspora for ADOS. The only time anybody has any issues with anybody in the diaspora identifying themselves is when Africans in America who have come through this shit try to take a title upon themselves. And it's some real selfish reasons for that shit. And you really need to look at it. All right, but anyway. So in Columbus, we are 28%. So that means 28% of jobs, 28% of the money, that's the 28% of all that shit need to be ours, right? And we, and in some cases it needs to be higher. But the only place we are higher in is that shit that is negative. I just want you to understand that. When it comes to negative figures, we get our fair share. But when it comes to all the good shit and the fun and the vacations and the money and the property and the quality jobs and the ability to invest and all that, we get less than the 28%. A lot less than the 28%. So I want you to know what your standing is in Columbus before I even read this because, and I'm saying that for a reason, because I'm priming my family. I'm priming you to understand that in Columbus, family, at least in Columbus, let's just say Giami all over this country, Giami people all over this country, I want you to realize that we have to start reaching and snatching political power. Brother Nehemiah said King Saul, the first king of Israel, did the same thing described in that application. Which one? You talking about the ADOS piece? Or in the mountain piece? You know, my mind, I already told y'all, I be out there, dog. Columbus is far away the most dangerous place in America for black people, says a widely shared Instagram post showing Columbus police killing African Americans at a much higher rate than any other major city in the U.S. The post says Columbus police kill 91.9 black people for every 1 million black city residents. That's far more than the 60.5 in the second place, Los Angeles. Certainly, Columbus police have drawn significant scrutiny several times in recent years for killing black people. For example, in 2016, Henry Green, 23, was shot and killed by two Columbus plainclothes officers in the predominantly African-American neighborhood of South Linden. Although a grand jury declined to indict the two, The death touched off months of protests, exacerbated about 3 months later when a Columbus officer shot and killed a 13-year-old Tyree King. The offer was cleared as well. You could just, these cops, goddamn. A study obtained by the Dispatch in August 2019 found a significant disparity in use of force by Columbus police. Black people were on the receiving end of about half of the use of force instances. Think about this. Negative, varying between 49% and 53% since 2013. Even though black residents make up only 28% of the city population. But we get, when it comes to, what is they call it, use of force instances by the police, we get 49 to 53%. You know what I'm saying? And that would be cool if we was getting 49 to 53% of the money and 49 to 53% of the property and 49 to 53% of the opportunities to actually do some shit. But the scales are tipping. It's not right. Digging into the claim, let's look at it. Part of the difficulty in assessing the claim is that the lack of an authoritative source for police killings in the U.S. The source of the information cited the Instagram post Mapping Police Violence. So you can click on that and go to it if you want. It's one organization that attempts to compile such statistics nationwide. The group says this information has been meticulously sourced from the 3 largest, most comprehensive and impartial crowdsourced databases on police killings in the country. FatalEncounters.org, the U.S. Police Shooting Database, and KilledByPolice.net. We also done extensive original research to further improve the quality and completeness of the data. Searching social media, obituaries, criminal record databases, police reports, and other sources to identify the race of 90% of all victims in the database. Mapping Police Violence defines a police killing as a case where a person dies as a result of being shot, beaten, restrained, intentionally hit by a police vehicle, pepper sprayed, tasered, or otherwise harmed by police officers, whether on duty or off duty. No attempt is made to determine whether the killing is justified. Where does Columbus really rank? In the latest data, which covers 2013 to 2019, Mapping Police Violence shows that Columbus killed 40 people. 27 were black. There we go again. That what's 28% of 40? 27 were black, 11 were white, and race was undetermined in 2. Okay. Okay. The organization, like the FBI and other major sources of crime statistics, converts a raw number into rates of incidents per 100,000 or 1 million residents so that they can be compared more easily. It used 2010 census data for the 7-year period, calculated against black Columbus population of 217,694. We got 217,694 black people in Central Ohio. In Columbus, not even Central, in Columbus alone. Why don't we got 3 seats on city council? Why we ain't deciding who the fucking police chief? Hell, we got enough people. We got 28%. That is a block to decide on who gonna be the next mayor of the city. Come on, family. We got to shit. Let's get it. Those 27 police killings of black people became a rate of 17.7 per million black residents annually over the 7-year period. That ranks 22nd among the nation's largest 100 cities, just behind Kansas City, Missouri, and ahead of Stockton, California. The same group compiled police killing rates for black men, of which Columbus had about 107,000 black men in Columbus. The capital city's rate of 34.9 per million also was 22nd among the largest U.S. cities, although it was the highest for any city with a black male population of more than 70,000. Although it was the highest for any city with a black male population of more than 7,000. All right. Now, what I need to do is we need to get this stuff compiled, because whether y'all know it or not, we got a mathematician in Ujima that if we was to give him the proper information, he would be able to support this or refute this in about 12 minutes. It wouldn't even take him 12 minutes. All right, how rates are interpreted. I'm going to finish this because it ain't that long, because I got to get out of here. Got to get to my venture, you know. Using rates can be tricky. The national leader over the 7-year period was Reno, Nevada, where the number shows police killed an average of 71.5 black people per million black residents every year. However, that city has fewer than 6,000 black residents. I'm not even a mathematician, and I'm seeing a problem with this list right now. Meaning 3 who were killed over a 7-year period boomed into a huge annual rate. On the other hand, Chicago police killed more black people from 2013 to 2019, 56, than any department in the country. But because of the city's large black population, its rate of killings per million was 9.2. Some games being played here. Of course, that brings up another way of looking at the mapping police violence statistics. Columbus police have killed almost half as many black people as their Chicago counterparts, even though Chicago has a black population 4 times that of Columbus. And yet, another perspective comes from the Washington Post, which has been compiling details about shooting by on-duty police officers since 2015. Since that year, a third of all black people shot and killed by police in Ohio, 19 of 56, have come at the hands of Columbus police officers, including 3 of 4 so far this year, the database shows. But the Instagram post repeated in a tweet that has since been removed focused on the period 2013 to 2016 as compiled by Mapping Police Violence. Analyzing the group's database, however, shows that figure does not come close to the representing organization finding for the 4-year period. Columbus police killed 20 black people in that stretch, a rate of 23 per million black Columbus residents. That's nowhere near 91.1 rate claimed in 2013-16, and the actual rate for Columbus is not among the nation's leaders for that period. All right, our ruling is false. They say it's false. Okay, so they just won an argument. Columbus don't kill the most niggas. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, Columbus, for not killing the most. Congratulations. Do we got a reward for them? Is there a reward for killing not as many as we thought? But you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just okay. Let me move on. I was wrong. Yes, I was wrong, but oh my God. Okay. As my daughter say, miss me with that bullshit. We have a black major and police chief in Chicago, and too many activists for it to be so disparate here in Chicago. Yes it is. It's crazy. Crazy. So if we got 200,000 black folks there, y'all got 1 million black folks in Chicago? Straight, all right, be on the lookout. State to crack down on distracted driving on I-71 north of Columbus. I-71 north of Columbus. Keep your eyes on the road. Now, y'all can read this for yourself. This from the Financial Times. Rising markets and inequality grow from the same root. Rising markets, listen, and inequality grow from the same roots. Go and check that out. The Justice Department reportedly granted DEA. Now, we might have to go and look at this on some of these. We might have to go and toast and talk. Kuumba. The Justice Department reportedly granted the DEA temporary power to conduct covert surveillance on demonstrators. I ain't gonna read it. I just want to read the whole title. Listen. At one point in time, this was called COINTEL, but hold on. The Justice Department, come on, get the mask off, man. God damn. The Justice Department reportedly granted DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, temporary power to conduct covert surveillance on demonstrators at the George Floyd protest. Question: why the DEA? Okay, I mean, why? I mean, just think about that. Why the DEA? Drug Enforcement Agency. That's what that stands for, right? Why they get a DEA that? You know what I'm saying? That's a question. All right, but hold on. All right, I like this. See, Financial Times is a shit, but they just so expensive. I can't. We can't afford it on a Giammi budget right now. The Justice Department granted the DEA the extraordinary authority to secretly surveil people at the George Floyd protests to enforce any federal crime committed, according to a memo obtained by BuzzFeed News. In a statement Saturday, Attorney General William Barr said that the FBI marshals, ATF, and DEA and all of our 93 U.S. attorneys across the country will support these local efforts to take all action necessary to enforce federal law. It is not immediately clear if other federal law enforcement agents were appointed in response to the protests. So they appointed federal agents to the protests. I wonder if we get a copy of the duty rosters and stuff like that. The DEA, family. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers need to be on the borders. But no, they at the George Floyd protest, right? And, you know, I'm quite sure there's a lot of dope coming into the to the protest, right? You know what I'm saying? They out there picking that, you know, in the city streets, picking up that, you know, yeah. All right. 3 anonymous sources from DEA told BuzzFeed News that the authorization served as an example of the DOJ potential abusing its power to crack down on a protest protected by the First Amendment. So we ain't gonna read that, but they gave us give you a nice little glance of what's possibly coming. Get ready. All right, family. But man, y'all pushing us to greatness here. The mountain and the labor. Got 136. Good God Almighty. And 9 shares. Family, thank you. Make sure y'all like and share. We about to get out of here. I'm going to go and run this commercial. Y'all gone. And I want to thank y'all in advance. I'm out.
To have melanin embedded in our skin is a gift.
Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black? Too strong? Yeah.
We were born to be great.
Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black.
We were born to be great.
Ayimbobe is an acronym, Mind, Body, and Universal Balance Empowerment Institute. It is also Zulu. It means lion, of course. With that, we're working with resiliency. We're working with trauma-informed care. With all of the mind-body connections that we need to not only address so many of our ills, but also to heal from them. There's no one giant step that does it. It's a lot of little steps. Author unknown. How do you regulate? Yoga, meditation, and Bube. Mind, body, universal balance, empowerment. We're waiting for you. How do you regulate?
determined that it's Africanized coffee. It's my coffee. And this is Giami's coffee. What's mine is Giami. That's my family. That's my tribe. So I have to represent. So here you go, family, real quick. In order to make this, you're going to need you some ground coffee. I went and got some Lego coffee from Whole Foods. This is light roast, but you get your coffee. You know what I'm saying? I would suggest not that instant shit. Go and grind your coffee. Or if you even got to grind at your house, you cool. You're going. Peace, family. This is Brother Hakim coming at you live and direct on Giami Journey. The noise you hear in the background is the steamer because, you know, I do a lot of steaming. I talk about keeping the food culturally, culturally appropriate. So, you know, I use the steamer a lot. But one of the things I'm here to talk to you about today is Africanizing your coffee, making Giami coffee, right? Now, I call it Giami coffee. Why? Because I can. Cause you try to live, shit. Self-determination. I determined that it's Africanized coffee. It's my coffee. And this is Giami's coffee. What's mine is Giami. That's my family. That's my tribe. So I have to represent. So here you go, family, real quick. In order to make this, you're going to need you some brown coffee.
Starting it over.
I went and got some Lego coffee from Whole Foods. This is light roast. You get your coffee. You know what I'm saying? I would suggest not that instant shit. Go and grind your coffee. Or you even got to grind at your house. You cool. Peace, guys. This is Brother Hakim coming at you live and direct on Giami Journey. The noise you hear in the background is the steamer because, you know, I do a lot of steaming. I talk about keeping the food culturally, culturally appropriate. So, you know, I use the steamer a lot. But one of the things I'm here to talk to you about today is Africanizing your coffee, making Giami coffee, right? Now, I call it Giami coffee. Why? Because I can. Cause you try to live, shit. Self-determination. I determined that it's Africanized coffee. It's my coffee. And this is Giami's coffee. What's mine is Giami. That's my family. That's my tribe. So I have to represent. So here you go, family, real quick. In order to make this, you're going to need you some brown coffee. I went and got some Lego coffee from Whole Foods. This is light roast, but you get your coffee. You know what I'm saying? I would suggest not that instant shit. Go and grind your coffee. Or if you even got to grind at your house, you cool. You're going to need some baobab powder. Because that's in my article, right? That baobab powder. This is the brand that I use. You click the link, it'll take you right there. You're going to need some coconut oil. Like that. You see it? Mm-hmm. From Africa, right? Just like the baobab powder. You know, we're going to get all links for that and we'll be able to handle that. And of course, you're going to need a French press. I'm going to show you how to use this French press in a second. All right? Because that's probably one of the questions that some of you have. Okay, so I'm going to use this French press. I like using the French press because it gives me a better quality of coffee without all the machinery, and it's very simple to use, easy to use, and you get the most flavor. I mean, I get some flavorful coffee because I like my coffee thick and black, like myself. I have a water boiler here, you know what I'm saying, simple water boiler, and we are going to get started in the process. But there's one ingredient missing. Hold on. You can't have the Africanized coffee. You can't have Giami coffee without that ambrosia. Now, you don't necessarily have to have ambrosia, but you use this. Now, I'm using, this one is a little bit older, but I was thinking about using an older one because it has a stronger acidity, a stronger vinegar type cut. Not a lot, just enough, right? All right, so let's get started. All right, first up in the process is we want to get our water started, right? We're going to get our water started in this. All right, while we wait for the water to boil, I'm going to show you how to set up your French press. Now, okay, you know I do things a little bit differently, and I got a fan all the way down. You know, I can change the angle, but I don't want to do that. I want y'all to catch the reel. So we got the French press, which is composed of several different pieces. You see the screen in there, which helps keep the coffee from spreading into the water, and this is how you separate it. The pressure of, once you put this in, you allow it to brew, then you push it down, that screen in here will catch all of the extra coffee and push it down below, allowing the coffee to come up. But you gotta let that sit for a couple of days. So I'm gonna do this. I only got a little bit left. I like my coffee black, right? So here we go. I don't even need a spoon. I'm just gonna pour it in here, cover up the bottom, give it a nice amount. This is one of the reasons I got one of those boilers, because if you listen in the back, just like my steamer, it heats up the water fast. I put that amount of coffee in there. You know, for some of y'all it might be too much, for others it might not be enough. Throw a little bit more in there. Back up, please. Alright, so we got that in there. We're gonna let the water come to a boil. I ain't even put that on there yet. I'm excited. Alright, so let's move to the next step, okay? The next step of the process, if you have time. Now you can stir it with your hand, but to really get the nice smoothness and get everything together and broken down, you're gonna need to use a blender. So I'm gonna use a blender, right? So what I'm gonna do is prepare what needs to go in the blender. What's gonna go in the blender is the baobab powder, this, the coconut oil, and a little bit of ambrosia. So let's do each one at a time. Here we go. Hold on. So we're gonna start with that premium coconut oil. Now, for those of you that's trying to lose weight, one of the reasons I use this is because the body likes fats. One of the foods that has a lot of fats is vegetable oils. I know some of y'all swear oils off, but I like the oils, right? I love the oils. So I'm going to pour a little bit of this in here. I don't do the measurements. Y'all gonna measure depending on your taste, how much you want in here, right? Because you take a coconut. Now, I imagine that I could actually use some actual coconut or use some coconut milk, but I like oil. Then also we're gonna take some of this powder. And one of the reasons I like blending it is because this powder will clump up. It binds its own time, and it likes to clump up. You know, I want to break that down so that we can get a nice smoothness. Now, this right here, if you read my article, it talks about a lot of benefits. Now, one of these that you can put this in the coffee and let it do that, but I like the aspect, the fiber aspect of this. Right, and it's a prebiotic. So I'm trying to get a lot of those fibers into my diet, or a lot of fibers to feed my microbiome. Now, the microbiome, those that follow me on the journey, y'all know that I love talking about the microbiome, right? Because that is one of the key pieces to health that a lot of people are missing. All right? Now, so take a little bit of the ambrosia, throw it in there. Alright, I think I'm gonna put some oil ambrosia in here too, just a level of hold on. Alright, right here what we have is some old ambrosia. You can see still got dust on the bottom. It has a nice vinegarous taste, got a little acid. I know some of y'all swear off acid and all that. Okay, that's on you. I'll take all the acid that you don't use. So we're gonna allow this to wait for coffee. And the thing I like about this is that this water boiler, it don't be messing around. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna pour the water into here. Oh, you see that? Boom. We're going to allow that to sit. And to kind of set it off so it can do its thing, actually let's do a little gentle stir. Do a little gentle stir. Use a nice little fork down here. Kind of mix it up. You know, they say use plastic. What the hell? Young journey, we can find the word for ourselves. Right? So we get busy. Alright. Ooh, nice strong coffee. Alright, so now, on this right here, you have, right here, see that when you pour? That helps strain as well, but I don't want that showing when I put it in here because I want it to kind of just sit up there and sit with itself. And we will be back in a couple of minutes, right? We're going to allow the coffee to do its thing because I'm saying about 5 to 7 minutes, and we will be right back. Go. I'm thinking it's ready. It's still kind of hot. You can take it and you press it down. That's what they call it, the French press. I did about 5 to 10 minutes. Let it get nice, black. I like that. Look at you can't see deep in this shit. Man, I like my coffee black. No cream, no sugar. Right? So one of the things I like, hold on, I gotta turn it around to the hose we pour. See how I dip the pour is? You see how that round stuck at the bottom? I see something like that. You may throw the round away. I know some of you like to use the round. They've been pressed out. You know what I'm saying? Press everything out of them we can get. So you get a nice little thing that looks like this. You're going to take it. The oil is already left and coming to the top. And what we're going to do, we're going to move to the blender. Here we go. All right. Do that. Something I forgot. I need the top to the blender or something. It's real life here at GME Journey, so I can't keep the top of the blender. My kids be doing experiments and doing their own shows. So here we go. Now, of course, you know this is going to take that long, but because I'm doing it for y'all, it's going to taking a little bit longer, but I want y'all to see the consistency. Give me a second. Alright, so we got it nice and blended up. I just want you to see. You don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee from a glass. I got my favorite cup, and that's the only thing I miss, but I want you to see how that looks. You see that? That's one of my embroideration glasses. Let's go and sample this here. Now, it's not sweet, but you can taste coconut oil in it, and you definitely can taste the baobab plant or the baobab powder, fruit powder in here, and it gives it a sour, tangy type taste. But it's real good, and it's good for you. So I'm going to enjoy my coffee. Hopefully y'all got what y'all need out of this. This is Brother Hasim on GME Journey saying peace.